to the It Takes Grit podcast. Oh my gosh, what an incredible year we have had together so far. I'm just so glad that you girls have loved the It Takes Grit podcast coming back and the messages that we are sharing on being bold for 2024 and really just stepping up our mindset and level. If I just look back at, just version 1 of It Takes Grit podcast, some amazing interviews in there and some great solid solo episodes. However, I really feel like there is an edge and a spice and a new kind of feel to how we are running these new podcast episodes. So I do love that you're enjoying this new edge and new style. And today we're talking about things about legacy, right? We're going to do a little bit of a switch here because we're going to talk about legacy building because I don't think that we really have that conversation that much. And I had somebody on my podcast the other week, Jimmy Rex, if you've not already seen that episode, it's so great. He's phenomenal. But he talks about legacy. And it made me think like, you know what? I think that we should, I don't think women specifically talk about legacy as much as maybe men do because like there's a legacy with the name. But I want us to focus on what you want your legacy to be and then crafting a life that lasts. I had a great episode that came out called Embracing Your Boldness. And when we talk about our long-term success, like what are we doing now that's going to help our long-term success? And today I just want to really kind of unpack that a little bit more and talk about the legacy of what we want to create. Because I feel like when we're bold, we can create a really powerful legacy. And if you are really certain or excited, or even if you just want to create a legacy, it is going to take you being bold. I mean, we know that the most famous people in the world, the people who created the biggest legacies, are the people who've been very bold in their specific field. And so we're going to talk about the concepts of legacy. We're going to talk about building legacy. We're going to talk about those people who have created an amazing legacy. And then we're going to talk about those values as well, what the values are that we want. So let's just talk about the concept of legacy. And everybody's value of legacy can be different. I loved it. Jimmy Rex talked about he wants his legacy to be that he connected people, right? Oh my gosh, like I know this person, or I met my fiance here, or I met this person here through this person. They were a connector. They brought people together. And so that's one of the things when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's really something that I want. I want to build, a huge organization and a huge community that I can connect people. I can say, oh my gosh, look, hey, I know this person in the UK. Meet up with this person, be friends. Be friends with this person because they have great energy, because they're positive, because they have impact, and they're doing great things. It's about connecting really awesome individuals. And then I want to leave a legacy that, not just connecting people, that I also had a lasting impression in somebody that they can give on to somebody else. And really, it's not from me, right? I mean, I learned a lot of my things from Jim Rohn, the father figure when it comes to personal development. And so when I learn those things and then I teach them to you and then you guys are teaching your kids, there's just a little bit of somebody else that lives inside of us that we can then share with somebody else and that they can continue living. Jim Rohn, passed away in 2009, but his legacy is almost like stronger than ever. And I just wish there was even more videos of him, but his legacy and his teachings have become instilled in me. I never met the person, because it was taught to me by somebody else who was mentored by them. Then I get to share his wisdom with you. And the idea and the hope is that you then share that with your friends and family, and they share it with their kids, and their kids become personally developed and great individuals that then share that message with others and with their children. And that's really how we can create an amazing legacy. So I feel like me being bold in what I believe in 2024 and you being bold in what you believe in is going to have an amazing knock-on effect to then helping others have an amazing life and helping others to learn things. And the legacy is going to lead and it's going to continue because you were bold. Because you were bold enough to say it, because you were bold enough to do it, and you were bold enough to stay true to what you really believe in and to share a message that's not just helped you, but has also helped other people. So How do we build that? How do we build that legacy? Well, I think first of all, you got to get clear about what the legacy is that you want to build. Like, what is it that is important to you? Like, what is important to your kids, to your family, to your friends, to your kids? Like, what do you want to be known for? And I think a lot of time people use their kids as the reason why not to do something, right? But use your kids as the reason why. If you're like, you know what, I really want to be able to go to this personal development event, or I want to go to this to broaden my horizon or to broaden my mind, but I've got kids. Okay, what example is that setting for your kids, that you're not willing to go and become the best version of yourself, and you're not willing to go and learn the tools because you feel like you would be better served being with your kids 24/7? Isn't there something so powerful in you going out and learning new skills and learning new tools and learning new beliefs and new mindsets so that you can bring them back to raise epic humans? I always think, like, if you think you're so great, you're such a great parent, that you're so amazing that your kids need to be with you 24/7 and that you don't need to go learn anything else to help your kids become the individuals that they get to be, that's your ego. That's your ego talking, right? Thinking, well, I can't leave my kids. Yeah, you need to leave your kids so that you can get a better belief in yourself. If you're already doubting yourself and you don't have belief, what kind of role model and what kind of legacy is that leaving your children? I know this is going to hit a few home truths because people are like, well, I don't want to leave my kids. Okay, but do you want that life for your kids? Do you want your kids to feel like when they have kids that they can't go and improve their life and learn new skills and learn new tools because they brought a new human into life? Think about what legacy you are leading by the actions that you are taking. And so whether you've got kids or you don't have kids, or you make excuses about why you can't go to certain things because there's something else, just remember, what is the legacy that you want to create? And just ask yourself, like, hey, is this the legacy I want to create? Great, then this is what I need to do and go to. If it's not the legacy that you want to create, no problem, don't go to it. But you got to be really honest. And if you really want to create a great legacy, it is going to take a little bit, or quite a bit, of getting outside of your comfort zone so that you can have that strong legacy. Okay, and there's amazing people that have left legacies that aren't here anymore. Like I spoke at the beginning about Jim Rohn. But Jim Rohn, what he taught, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, 20 years ago, because he was so bold in his teaching, because he was so clear, and he knew exactly what he wanted to teach. He knew exactly his message. He knew exactly what he wanted to be known for. He knew exactly that he wanted to keep on working to the day he died, to continue to keep sharing the message of personal development and growth. He has created an unwavering legacy that I know is going to live on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And there's many other people out there, the musicians that have created beautiful music that we still get to listen to. Why? Because they were bold. They were bold about what they wanted to do. We have philanthropists and philosophers and people who have created amazing Nobel Prizes and amazing things that have left a legacy because they were bold. We can't leave a legacy by being a 5 out of 10. Or even a 7 out of 10. We can't leave a legacy being lukewarm, having 1 foot in, being 1 foot out. So to really build that strong legacy, you got to be clear on what it is that you want to be known for. And nothing can get in the way. And when it comes to your values, I started this whole podcast about what is it that is important to you? Why is it so key for you to leave a legacy? And you might be listening to this and being like, you know what, Rebecca, I don't even care. I don't want to leave a legacy. Well, I would call BS on that. Because I don't think there's anybody on this planet that just wants to die and not leave any imprint or any footprint on this earth. And it doesn't matter if it's a big one or if it's a small one or whatever you believe that should be. But just get clear, because when you're really clear about the legacy that you want, it's going to be really easy for you to have more confidence, because you're going to be going, you know what, my legacy says this. I'm getting different ideas over here, but this is my legacy. and this is what I need to stick to. It also gives you a great focus. It also gives you purpose. It also gives you drive every day. If you're feeling like you don't have motivation, think about what you want your legacy to be. Because I am so certain now of my legacy that it's motivating me every single day to get up earlier, to go to bed later, to not, mess around on my phone, to really get the things that I need to be done to help me create that legacy. So this is just a short podcast today, just to open your mindset up. And we're going to be tapping into this a little bit more as we go through of 2024. But all I want you to do today, all I want you to think about is just get your journal out and really find out what you want your legacy to be. And it's another way of saying kind of like, what's your why, right? But I feel sometimes the why can kind of be a little bit surface level. But when we're talking about legacy, we're talking about the footprint that we want on the earth, the role model that we want to be for our kids. And I know that touches, a sensitive nerve sometimes when it's like, okay, I want to be a really great model for my kids. I want to be leave a really great legacy for them. But am I actually doing what needs to be done to lead that legacy for my kids and for my family? So I just want you to get your notebooks out after this and then just write down, don't judge yourself. Don't think, oh my gosh, this is wrong, this is right. But just write down like your legacy. Like, what do you want your legacy to be like? There's no wrong or right parts to this. It's just about what you want your legacy to be. So awesome job for showing up today. I know this was just a quick little episode, but this is just to start to open your mindset. I don't want to dive too much into it. We're going to go into another episode later on in 2024. But just for today, really think about what you want your legacy to be. Awesome job, everybody. Make sure that you share this with somebody. You're following us on the It Takes Grit podcast Instagram, and I will see you